Can you be optimistic? Yes, you can. We'll tell you how on this morning's Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the Grand Strand Optimist Club Spring Wine Festival to be held tomorrow. And we're visiting with Judy Blackburn, one of the past presidents of the Grand Strand Optimist Club. Good morning, Judy.
Good morning, Greg. Nice to see you.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's a big day tomorrow.
It is a big day. We're very excited about it.
A lot of work going into leading up to this. I've seen a heck of a lot of promotion about this, and to think, is it from 6 to 8 tomorrow?
Yes, 6 to 8, and we're going to be having just a wonderful time with lots of things going on, and it's one of our major fundraisers for the year.
Mm-hmm. You all have a heck of a lot of fundraisers, don't you?
We do. We have several that are specific for organizations. For instance, we do a fish fry, and all the proceeds go to the YMCA. Mm-hmm. And our big golf tournament in August, everything there goes to the Horry County Shelter Home.
Right.
So this is one of our largest events that goes into our general fund to fund all of the other things that we do. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Real quick about yourself, Judy. Are you originally from the area?
No, I've been here about 13 years. We're from Baltimore originally, moved for a couple years to Ohio, and said the winters weren't for us, and so we moved down here, and we've been down here for quite a while now.
Is that right? Now, the winters in Baltimore must be a little steep as well.
Well, they can be.
Not as bad as that part of Ohio, whatever that was.
No.
Yeah.
We get back to Baltimore a lot, though, because we have family there still. But we love it down here, and it's been very good for us. And we got involved in the Optimist Club immediately upon moving down here, and that's become a big part of our life.
And you say we. Who is the other?
Or
others? Yeah.
My husband, Bill, and I, and our daughter actually is living here with her family as well. But Bill's been a past president. I was president a few years ago of the Optimist Club, and we consider it to be our family.
Mm-hmm. Extended family. Golly, another family.
Another family, yes. Yeah.
What is it about the Optimist Club that gets you so into it? I mean, that keeps you so focused? So you all are meeting primarily just once a week, I guess.
We do. We meet on for lunch on Thursdays every week, and then we have a variety of social events as well as the fundraisers. And we have a group of people that range anywhere from 19, 20-year-old to 90-year-old. It's a very diverse group. And I think one of the things that I like about it is that it's unlike some of the clubs where you have to be there, you have to do this, you have to do that. This is a club that welcomes everyone, and if you can make it once a month or twice a month or every week, however you want to be involved, we welcome everyone.
Right. What you'd pointed out earlier, Judy, I think that all the funds that are invested are raised through the fundraisers, are invested in area groups focused on youth and entirely on youth.
Yes, the Optimist International is it's an international organization all over the world. They have chapters everywhere. Our club is the second or third largest club in the world, believe it or not.
Oh, come on, no.
Yeah, we were up to 250-some members 2 years ago, and at that time we were the second largest club in the United States.
Wow, Judy.
We're still quite large. We have about 200 members, with approximately 60 or 70 coming to every luncheon.
Is that right?
It's a big group. And their whole focus is youth. And it changes from time to time as to the activities and the things that they like to sponsor, but we do a lot for the youth in our community. We raise about $40,000 a year, and again, it's not through donations so much as it is just fundraisers. And we do things for the sports groups, the shelter home, the schools, anyone, and really any child that we can touch. It's a very exciting organization.
That must be, you know, for viewers, and of course, you know, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD in southeastern North Carolina. I'm sure there's multiple Optimist clubs. I assume there'll be other Optimist clubs in the Florence area or up in Lumberton or Laurinburg. I think you mentioned there's one in North Myrtle Beach.
Yes, there's one in North Myrtle Beach. There's several of them in the Charleston area, and then in the outlying areas throughout the state. I think there are 20 or 30 clubs altogether.
Yeah, there must be.
It's a strong state for us.
Sure.
And we have regional things as well. I was afforded the luxury of being on a board, an international board, about 2 years ago. So got to go out to Optimist International and really learn more about the organization, and it just reinforced the fact that this is a great club.
Speaking about some of the underpinnings of the organization, when was it set up, and what was the original idea? Was focused on youth. Is it a pretty old organization?
It is. It's 40 or 50 years old.
Right.
As we see it today, it was originally an all-men's organization.
Is that right? Yes. Ladies.
Women were only allowed in some 12 or no, I guess it was about 15 years ago.
Is
women,
that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But now it's for everyone, and our club itself has just celebrated its 20th anniversary in continuous operation.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And when I started 12 or 13 years ago, I think we only had 40 members. So there's been a considerable growth.
Absolutely. And of course, you mentioned women only haven't been allowed less than 2 decades ago.
Right.
But to think over the last, you and I were just talking about some of the past presidents. You a few years back, Darlene Jennings, obviously Tom Wesley. This year, the president-elect, I believe, is Mary Jo Rogers.
Yes, Mary Jo Rogers from Carolina Trust, and Marie Mitchell, who is a realtor, was a president. So
right.
It was. I think we've had a number of women presidents, and that's a good thing too.
Women have come in very fast, and that's great. You know, when you think about groups and obviously focus on youth and on the multiple groups that are tied to the youth, when you talk about the Horry County Shelter Home, surely I think I've seen the spelling bee that you all do, obviously focus on a multitude of youth. What are some of the other big fundraisers during the year that viewers may have heard of and may not have even associated them with the Grand Strand Optimist Club?
Well, really, our primary fundraisers are the golf tournament, the fish fry. We do a spaghetti dinner, and then in past years they may be aware of the fact that we did an auction. And we did an auction out at the mall, and then we tried it down at Broadway at the beach. And we've had that for any number of years. But this year we thought we would try something new and do this wine festival. It's going to be a wine tasting where we're going to have 5 of the wine representatives there with all types of wines that will be available for people to take drinks of and try. And we're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres so people can come for dinner.
Great. And
then they can buy wines at a reduced price through these distributors.
Okay.
And we're hoping that we get a really good turnout for that.
This is tomorrow. What's is there a ticket cost? Obviously, if folks showed up at 6 o'clock at Pine Lakes International Country Club, the event cost is, and this is
$40 a person.
And that's a donation.
Yes, it's donated to, it would be made payable to the Grand Strand Optimist Club.
Right.
So it is a charitable donation, and they have the opportunity to stay as long as they'd like. We also have a silent auction that will be going on where we're going to have tickets provided by Hooters Air, some trips, a cruise, I believe, through AAA.
Yes.
AAA Vacations, another trip to Las Vegas. So we have some, not a lot, but a nice selection of really nice auction prizes that will be given away that night.
Okay, Judy, if a viewer doesn't know how to get to Pine Lakes International Country Club for tomorrow night's event, a viewer coming in possibly from the PD or other parts of the county, is there a good phone number someone could call to learn more about tomorrow night's event as well as other Optimist activities? Is that the 843-692?
9601.
Okay,
right.
great.
There's an optional number too, 497-5403.
Okay.
But they could get directions, and Pine Lakes International Country Club is right on Business 17, so it's very accessible.
Great, very easy for folks to find. Folks should be coming in from out of the area, and it'd be a great reason to travel. One of the other key reasons for coming to tomorrow night's event, if they haven't been to an Optimist event, is to learn where your weekly luncheons are held. To find the place where the luncheons are held, so they'll know how to get there this Thursday for your next meeting at 12:30. Share with viewers a little about how the meetings are structured if they've never attended one. Why would they want to come out, and just what all's going on Thursday afternoons?
Well, we encourage people to come around 12:15. Our meeting actually starts at 12:30, and we are over at 1:30, so we don't try to tie people up. But we come in and we socialize. It is a buffet, and Pine Lakes puts on a wonderful buffet. It's only $8 a person, and it includes the full lunch buffet as well as coffee, tea, things like that, and desserts. We have an opening ceremony of such with the Pledge of Allegiance and the normal things, and then we introduce our guests. We try to have plenty of time for socializing amongst everyone, and then we have a speaker, and we have speakers having to do with what's going on in the area. It may be about a particular charity. We have people from the airport or the regional development, the roads. We have wonderful speaker chairmen, and they really try to get people that are in tune to what's going on today and what's of interest to people here. What I tell people when I tell them about the Optimist Club is it's really a twofold thing. You come to socialize and meet people.
Right.
There's a certain amount of networking that goes on, and we encourage that. Oftentimes people will come because they've moved into the area and they're looking for a job. And many times we can pair them off with somebody within our club.
Great.
But we also like them to get to know what we do and to come into it so that they're thinking about the fact that we're doing good work for children and trying to be mentors to them. We've started a couple junior optimist clubs, and there's one still going very strongly at the Arts Academy. And the Junior Optimist is a big part of the whole Optimist International. And we have lots of fun events that go on for different times during the year. If there's a holiday, we might do a holiday theme party that day during the luncheon, or we have groups that come in and sing Christmas carols to us, and then try to bring the children in.
Good. You mean some children are invited to Optimist meetings, or you mean just to special events?
Well, it's not unusual for people to bring their children and grandchildren to the meetings. We encourage anyone to come, Greg. They don't have to be a member. They don't have to be sponsored. We have a greeter so that when people come in, somebody's there to say hello. Are you with someone? If not, then we get them to a table where they can meet other people.
Great.
It seems to have been a really good thing for people who've moved down here retiring or, as I said, looking for jobs.
Sure.
But it's very welcoming. And I would say that anybody coming would be interested in just seeing what we're doing. And sometimes we have events like oratorical contests, essay contests, that are sponsored by Optimist International. Those events are for children in the area. We put out the word through the schools, and the teachers, the guidance counselors, get us together with these children. And then we'll bring the winners, or sometimes all of the children and their families, into a meeting. And they get to read their essay or give their speech. And that's really one of our fun things that we like to do at the meetings.
Absolutely, and I think the Sun News, in conjunction with Optimist International, has been putting on a spelling bee for quite a while, which must be great. I think I went to a debate event up at the top of a hotel a few years ago, which was great.
Right, that was our oratorical contest. We also have all kinds of events. This past Saturday we had Safety on Wheels. That was held for children of all ages. I think there's a certain age, that 12 or 13, but they come and we have people there to inspect their bikes. We gave away helmets.
Great.
We taught them safety procedures. The fire department was there, and it's always a great event. We get lots of local children that come to that. And we have things with respect for law, so that we have policemen, and we have a volunteer of the year. We have a person that is designated by the police department to be Citizen of the Year. They come in along with all of their delegation, and we get to hear what they've done and give them commendations. So it's a very varied year. There's an event always.
And you all have a different speaker every week, Judy?
We do, a different speaker.
Okay.
And it may be from the museum, or it may be, as I said, from the airports or the roads, or sometimes one of our politicians will come in and talk to us.
Sure.
And it's always very interesting. We had Hooters there this past week. That was our speaker. I'm not sure who it is this week.
Great. Well, you know, it's so fascinating to think about all the aspects of folks that are in there, but to know that you're making a commitment to truly keep it to an hour, that folks can get in at 12:15 and mingle a teensy bit. The things are kicking off at 12:30, and that you all are truly going to make an effort to wrap up by 1:30.
And we are. We're out of there at 1:30. So people who are working can still make it there and get out in plenty of time. So we would hope that all of our viewers would come and see what we're all about.
Well, you know, it's such a prime, easy location to get to. And, of course, Pine Lakes, as you said, between 48th and 62nd, and an easy location in town with an $8. Now, of course, there are membership fees on an annual basis. Is that correct?
Yes, there's a $35 initiation fee. That's a one-time initiation fee. And then our dues are $72 a year, which is only $6 a month.
Right.
It is less expensive if you're a couple, husband and wife. The second person doesn't cost as much for the annual dues. But it's really very little a month when you think of it in the context.
Sure, $6 a month.
$6 a month. And as I said, you don't have to be at every meeting.
Right. And of course, the $8 for lunch every week is Now, folks can even come. Can folks come and not eat? Can they just be there
Yes.
for the enjoyment and obviously to see friends?
They can do that, and we do have members that do that. They just come in and they spend the hour and then they leave.
Sure, sure. And of course, for someone who hadn't been for the first time, as you said, the welcoming atmosphere, putting them at a table where they'll get to know other folks. There's no rhyme or reason. And oftentimes it's so difficult for folks to attend something for the first time.
It is. It's scary.
I know. That's exactly right. It's scary. And I think the Optimist Club's been so well known for having that welcoming atmosphere that if you come that first time, you're going to be back. You're going to meet somebody at the table that'll find some bond to you. And, of course, these are set up as round tables. Is that right?
They are, yes. They are round tables, and you don't get a lot of time to socialize except before, but at least you get to meet people. And that way, when you come the next time, you'll know faces and they know you.
Right. Right.
And we have new member and prospective member events from time to time where we invite people to come to a restaurant and get together with us, and we can share some of the things that we do.
I think I saw recently you all had done something to build a handicapped accessible park at one of the local ball fields. Is that correct?
Yes, a number of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we worked with the city and Coastal Federal Field. And when you come in off the parking lot at Coastal Federal Field, the handicap parking lot handicap playground is on the right, and it was equipped so that children of all ages and abilities can use it. And if you go to the ball game to see the Pelican game, you will see many children there.
Yeah.
Yes, during the games, before and after. And the Pelicans were very much involved in it.
Yeah.
We call it Optimist Park, and our sign is up
Great.
there.
Good.
Yeah. We're very proud of that, and it's been I think a wonderful thing for the community.
You know, I think I saw something else, Judy. Wasn't there a video or something that was put together to benefit all the area schools about drunk driving, or something that Linwood Yarborough and some others had worked hard on, put together a video? Was that sponsored by Optimist?
That was Optimist, and that was a very big event. That took up a lot of our time and effort. Darlene Jennings and Linwood Yarborough were very instrumental in it, as well as many of the people from our club.
Right.
And we had a grand opening down in one of the theaters this past year. And through publicity, this video has gone out all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
Schools have asked for it, chambers of commerce, and we're making it available for free for anyone who wants a copy of it. So they can certainly get in touch with us, and we'd be glad to have that given to them. And it's a wonderful video, and it's all about what happens with teenagers, and they get together for an evening, and it's very thought-provoking.
Absolutely. That's fantastic, and those are for free.
Yes. We want children to see this. We want parents, and we want schools, and we want everyone to see it.
Right. Well, obviously, the phone number we gave earlier for the tickets for tomorrow night's event, the 692-9601 number at AAA Vacations. That's maybe not the best number to call to find out about the videos, but you need to come out to a meeting.
You need to, and I'd be glad to give my work number. People are welcome to call me, and I'd be glad to give them any information that they would like. They can call me at 497-5243.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to take their name, or I'd be glad to be their host at the meeting. We'd love to have people involved.
Great, and that's important to stress, a good phone number. You said 497-5243?
Yes.
If someone could call just if they've seen you and say, Judy, I'd like to come to Optimist Club, it's a great opportunity. Just making sure they know who you are. Obviously, they know what you look like now, but to make sure they could meet you there, and if this Thursday didn't work, another Thursday. And, of course, as you said, there's not the heavy requirements of attending all 52 meetings or all 50 meetings. There's a desire to attend as many as possible.
Yeah. No, I'd love to have people come. That's part of the enjoyment of it, is to bring new people into the club.
I think I saw, and I'm not going to ask you to recite the Optimist Creed, but there are aspects. Jim Feldman was with us a few months ago promoting the Optimist Club, and as a past president like yourself, you all get involved in attending, as you said, like the Optimist International event, wherever that was held, really getting into it. And, of course, with any club, you said 250 members at one point, now down to about 200 now, and still being as large as you are, there's just a heck of a lot that goes into it, but there's always a constant mission and the real focus that you all have had since the beginning. Obviously, the focus on youth. Is there any mantra that you all wrap around to keep that focus strong?
Well, I think the biggest thing is really the true optimism, the goal of optimism in general. And the creed, as you mentioned, is one where we tend to recite it by rote, but many of us live by it, or try to live by it and try to remember it. And it's really one of, going forward in a positive way and thinking in terms of positive things that you can do with your life and for other people. And, of course, the children are our main goal, and
right.
so we're always looking for ways that we can get involved in their life and make their lives better, and we're always open to ideas of what we can do for the community.
Great.
We don't try to reach people way outside of our area. I think the goal of Optimus International is to touch the children of your own community first. Although we are completely in accord with everything with Optimus International,
right.
and working on things like the cancer program. There's Optimus International is involved with Johns Hopkins Hospital and a number of other organizations trying to find cure for cancer in children and the diagnoses of cancer with children. So we're working with them as well. That's
wonderful. You know, folks always sit back and try to think, why, how, what is it about the Grand Strand Optimus Club that makes them one of the biggest? I know Hilda always says the best Optimus Club in the world. What do you think about it has made you all one of the biggest and best?
I think it's for two reasons. I think, one, we're the most fun. We have so many wonderful people in our club, and we have a lot of fun social events, which we haven't even talked about.
Right.
We had a wine tasting party just as a social 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we have a swim party, and we have events all during the year where we get together and just do things socially, not for raising money, but just for having fun.
Right.
And the things that we do for fundraisers, we have a blast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when it's doing the spaghetti dinner or the fish fry, we are there because we're having fun doing it. And I think that, and the part that we don't have a lot of requirements. And I tell people when they move to the area that if you're new, you need to find something that interests you in your community to get involved, because that's how you meet people, and that's how you go on with your life in a new community. And so we encourage people to try our club or any other club. And I just think people have decided that we're so diverse in age groups and everything else that they've just enjoyed it. And people come, people go. You were a member for a few years.
That's right, I know, yes, very definitely. Committed, of course. Part of the difficulty was I used to be here real active on this show on Thursdays. And we're more active now on Wednesdays, and obviously during the week. This is clearly a Monday as we're promoting tomorrow night's event. And as we think about that, there are social events, but fundraisers. Tomorrow night, $40 a ticket. Folks can call the AAA Vacations number, the other number you gave, but $40, knowing that all those funds aren't going to pay for wine necessarily. Those funds, most of them are going to be redonated into charitable activities. And I think you said this activity, the one that tomorrow night's funds are primarily driven into the general fund.
Yes, which is why this is such an important event for us. We're hoping to raise $6,000 or $7,000 minimum.
Oh, great.
Because if we don't, we can't do some of the things that we like to do. Another idea is we do a lot of participation with the Miracle League.
Right.
Both in active participation, but also donations. We built some of their benches for them. And those are the kinds of things that without a general fundraiser, we're not able to do. So we would love to have everybody to come. And I think it's going to be a really nice event. We've done a good job. Pine Lakes is hosting it, and they're giving us wonderful food and a very good price. So as you say, most of the money is really going to go to the children.
Into the general fund. That's wonderful. We just got a couple of minutes, Judy. You know, when you usually think about all those social activities, are any of them that really stick out? Another key question is the fact that you and Bill joined this together, got active together, you all work together, obviously live together. How do you all spend so much time together?
Well, we don't drive to work together, and we don't have lunch together usually.
Right.
But it's worked out very well in our business. And I think because we're both in the club, it's helped us both keep active and involved in it.
Right.
And it goes in curves. Sometimes you're more involved than other times.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's been a fun part of our life.
What are some of those great social events? You talked about a couple of those. I mean, the multiple parties to get together outside of just the Thursday events, but y'all are going constantly, it sounds like. How do folks have time to be members of other clubs or to do anything else?
Well, they do, but I think other clubs may be more geared just toward their meetings. I don't know that they have as many social things as we do. We try to have at least one monthly social to give people the opportunity to get to know new people.
Right.
Because as I said at the meetings, there's not as much time to socialize. And we have things just pop up from time to time that we do together as a group. But it's a truly wonderful organization. I know there are a lot of fundraisers on the beach, and I've never found an area like Myrtle Beach that supports charities as much as this area does on an ongoing basis.
You're right. There really are a heck of a lot of folks that make dramatic efforts there. As you think back over the almost 15 years now. You've been active in the club. But anything really stands out in your mind, Judy? Was it a rising to the ranks of the presidency and to get active there, to be able to travel and visit Optimist International, or is it just the weekly activities and the ongoing events that keep
I think it's really the weekly activities. I loved it when I was president. It was very time-consuming, but it was a wonderful thing to do, and I liked being able to go to the Optimist International events. But I think if you're going to stay active, it has to be for more than that.
Right.
And so we just enjoy it on an ongoing basis, and we look forward to the Thursday lunches. We schedule it into our day, and we try to be there whenever we can.
That's great. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Judy Blackburn coming up next. You got an invitation to attend the second largest club in Optimist International in the world. Judy gave you her number, 497-5243, 497-5243. Give her a call. Even if someone's not there right now, leave a message. Say, I want to come to Optimist Club this Thursday. If it's not this Thursday, go next Thursday. Luncheon meetings every Thursday, 12:30, Pine Lakes International Country Club. You can learn more at grandstrandoptimist.org, grandstrandoptimist.org. But another key phone number is for tomorrow night's wine tasting. It's a big event, 25 selected wines from 5 separate wholesale vendors. The number is 692-9601. Write it down, 692-9601. It's only $40 a ticket. That's a donation. You write out a check. If you're writing out a check to the Grand Strand Optimist Club, you're not writing it out to the wine vendors. They're there to help raise money for youth in the area. A lot of them are donating time. A lot of them are probably donating wines. A lot of food being donated. It's a big night. You have a chance to win some 8 other great opportunities. Give them a call, 692-9601. Get out there tomorrow night, 6 to 8, Pine Lakes International Country Club, what we hope will be the first annual Spring Wine Festival. Give them a call.